been followed by the same car for the past 20 minutes. It's 3 a.m. on a deserted highway, and there's nowhere to pull over. The headlights behind me haven't changed their distance. Not too close, not too far. Just watching. This is the third night in a row. The first night I thought it was just coincidence. The second night I was concerned. Tonight I'm terrified. My hands grip the steering wheel so tightly my knuckles have turned white. The road stretches endlessly ahead, a black ribbon cutting through nothing but empty fields and occasional patches of trees. I check my rearview mirror again. The car is still there, maintaining that perfect, calculated distance. Not close enough to be threatening, but close enough to let me know I'm being followed. I can't make out the driver's face, just the silhouette of someone behind the wheel. My phone shows no service. Of course it doesn't. I'm in the middle of nowhere, driving back from my late shift at the hospital. Taking this shortcut seemed like a good idea 3 days ago. Now, I'm not so sure. I press harder on the gas pedal, watching the speedometer climb. 65, 70, 75. The car behind me accelerates too, maintaining the exact same distance. My heart pounds against my ribs. Finally, I see it, the gas station up ahead. Its fluorescent lights cutting through the darkness like a beacon. I signal and turn in, tires screeching slightly as I take the turn too fast. The car behind me drives past, continuing down the highway. I exhale for what feels like the first time in minutes. The gas station looks abandoned, but there's a light on inside. I park near the entrance and step out, legs shaking. The night air is cold against my face. I need to collect myself. Maybe get some coffee and figure out a different route home. As I push open the door, a bell jingles overhead. The cashier looks up from his phone, surprised to see a customer at this hour.
You all right, man? You look like you've seen a ghost.
I try to steady my breathing as I approach the counter.
Someone's been following me. Same car, 3 nights in a row. They just drove past when I pulled in here.
What kind of car?
I realize I don't know. I've only seen the headlights in my mirror, never the vehicle itself clearly.
I'm not sure. Dark-colored. Sedan, I think.
Well, you're safe here. Want some coffee on the house? You look like you need it.
I nod gratefully and watch as he pours me a cup. My hands are still trembling as I take it.
Is there another way to get to the highway from here? A different route?
Yeah, you can take the back road. It's a bit longer, but it'll get you there. Hang on, I'll draw you a map.
As he sketches directions on a napkin, I sip the coffee and try to calm down. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe it's just someone who works the same shift and takes the same route home. But deep down, I know that's not true.
Here you go. Follow this and you'll hit the main highway about 10 miles south of here. Avoids that stretch of road completely.
Thanks, I really appreciate it.
I finish my coffee, feeling slightly better. The cashier seems genuinely concerned, and his kindness helps ground me. I fold the napkin map carefully and put it in my pocket.
I should get going. Thanks again for the coffee.
No problem. Be safe out there.
As I push open the door, the bell jingles again. The night seems quieter now, almost peaceful. I walk to my car, keys in hand, when I notice something that makes my blood freeze. There, parked on the far side of the gas station, partially hidden in shadows, is a dark sedan. It wasn't there when I pulled in. I quickly get into my car and lock the doors. My hands fumble with the keys, and I drop them on the floor. Cursing, I reach down to grab them, and when I sit back up, I see headlights flick on in my rearview mirror. The sedan is pulling out, positioning itself behind me. I start the engine and peel out of the gas station, following the directions on the napkin. The road is narrower here, winding through dense trees. My headlights barely illuminate the path ahead, and I have to slow down to navigate the curves. In my mirror, the car follows, matching my pace exactly. My mind races. This can't be a coincidence anymore. Whoever is following me knew I'd stop at that gas station. They knew I'd take this alternate route. The realization hits me like a physical blow. They're not just following me. They're hurting me. The road narrows even further, and the trees press in from both sides. I don't remember the cashier mentioning this. I check the napkin map again, trying to hold it steady in the dim light of the car. Something's wrong. This doesn't match what he drew. I slow down, considering turning around, but the car behind me edges closer. For the first time, they're closing the gap. I can almost make out the driver now, but the headlights behind me are too bright, creating just a dark silhouette. The road ahead suddenly opens up into a clearing. In the center stands an old, abandoned house, its windows dark and empty like eye sockets. This definitely wasn't on the map. I stop the car, unsure what to do. The sedan stops too, keeping its distance again. My phone still shows no service. I'm completely cut off. The house looms in front of me and the car waits behind me. I'm trapped. A text message notification suddenly pings on my phone. That's impossible. I have no service. But there it is, from an unknown number. Come inside, we've been waiting for you. My throat constricts with fear. I look back at the sedan, then at the house. Neither option seems safe. But sitting here, waiting, feels even worse. I make a decision. I'll drive around the house, try to find another road out. I put the car in gear and start to circle the clearing, keeping my distance from both the house and the sedan. But as I round the back of the house, my headlights illuminate something that makes me slam on the brakes. Cars. Dozens of them, parked in neat rows behind the house. All different makes and models. But they all have one thing in common. They're covered in dust and leaves. Like they've been here for months, maybe years. Another text message. You're not the first. You won't be the last. Panic surges through me. I reverse quickly, tires spinning in the dirt. I need to get out of here, now. I'll take my chances with the sedan. But as I turn back toward the entrance of the clearing, I see that the sedan has moved. It's now blocking the only way out. For the first time, the driver's door opens. A figure steps out, tall and thin, face hidden in shadow. They start walking toward my car, unhurried, confident. I lock my doors again, though I know it won't help. The figure approaches, and I finally see their face in the glow of my headlights. It's the gas station cashier.
You took a wrong turn.
His voice comes through my closed windows, unnaturally clear. I roll down the window just a crack.
What do you want from me?
We need you, just like we needed the others.
He gestures toward the collection of abandoned cars.
Who's we?
As if in answer, lights begin to come on in the house. Not electric lights. They flicker and dance like candles. Silhouettes appear in the windows. Dozens of them, watching.
The house is hungry, it needs to be fed, and you've been chosen.
I slam my foot on the gas pedal, aiming straight for him. He doesn't move, doesn't even flinch. At the last second I swerve, missing him by inches. I crash through the underbrush beside the road, branches scraping against my car. I don't care about the damage, I just need to escape. I break through onto another road, wider and better maintained. Relief floods through me as I recognize it. This is the main highway. Somehow I've made it back. I floor the accelerator, putting as much distance between me and that clearing as possible. After about 10 minutes of driving, my heartbeat finally begins to slow. There are no headlights behind me, no sedan. I'm alone on the road. I check my phone. I have service again. I consider calling the police, but what would I tell them? That a house was hungry? That a gas station cashier tried to feed me to it? I decide to just get home. I'll figure out what to do in the morning. The familiar streets of my town come into view, and I've never been so happy to see them. I pull into my driveway, kill the engine, and sit there for a moment, trying to process everything that happened. As I walk to my front door, I notice something on the ground. A napkin. I pick it up and unfold it. It's a hand-drawn M, identical to the one the cashier gave me, but I still have that one in my pocket. I reach in and pull it out, comparing the two. They're exactly the same, down to the last detail. A car engine starts somewhere down the street. Headlights flick on. I fumble with my keys, desperate to get inside. As I finally push open my door, my phone pings with another text message. See you tomorrow night. I slam the door shut and lock it, then sink to the floor, back against the door. Through the small window beside my door, I can see a dark sedan slowly driving past my house. It doesn't stop. It doesn't need to. It knows where I live now. I don't sleep that night or the next day. By the time evening comes, I've convinced myself it was all just stress and exhaustion playing tricks on my mind. There's no hungry house, no conspiracy to feed it travelers. I was just tired and paranoid, but as the sun sets, doubt creeps back in. I decide I'm not going to work tonight. I call in sick, ignoring my supervisor's frustration. Better to lose a job than my life. Night falls. I sit in my living room, all lights on, curtains drawn. The hours tick by. Midnight comes and goes. Then 1 a.m. Then 2. Nothing happens. No sedan, no mysterious texts. By 3 a.m., I'm starting to feel foolish. That's what I hear it. A car engine idling outside my house. I freeze, listening. The sound doesn't move away. It just sits there, waiting. Against my better judgment, I approach the window and peek through a gap in the curtains. There it is. The dark sedan, parked directly across from my house. The driver's side door opens, and the gas station cashier steps out. He looks directly at my window, as if he knows exactly where I'm standing, and smiles. My phone pings. Another text. The house is still hungry. And now it knows where you live. The cashier gets back in the sedan and drives away. But I know he'll be back. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe not the next day. But someday, when I least expect it, I'll look in my rearview mirror and see those headlights again. And the house will be waiting.